Hey guys, Kapper here and welcome back. Today we've got some really exciting news for future projects and for our YouTube channel. So let's get into it. Remember a few videos back when I was at Curtis's 8-acre property and I said that we might have a surprise implement coming? And I also have not quite an announcement yet, but a surprise coming. There's a new implement coming down the road that I think would actually make handiwork of this cleanup and leveling and all that. Now, I'll give you a hint, it's not a rake. Well, it's almost here. It's actually on the way. It's stuck in transit right now because of the snowstorm. But this is what we're getting. We are getting a what's called an SR3. It's made by ABI Attachments. This SR3 has only been in production roughly 6 years.
The SR3 is the industry's premier skid steer attachment for clearing land and preparing a proper seedbed. With one tool, contractors across America are rough grading, finish grading, removing vegetation, sifting rock, pulverizing the soil, and actually creating a seedbed where grass and its roots can thrive.
And let me tell you, it was a very, very tough decision because they also make a tractor model. They make a TR3. And man, I really went back and forth deciding on which one of these I wanted. Ultimately, I ended up picking the SR3 for the skid steer because I've got a pretty good dirt implement right now for the tractor that we just finished fabricating. So I'm sure I'm going to be able to put the skid steer one to use, and probably going to start right away at Curtis's farm. But with this SR3, that will also allow me to get rid of the power rake, which was very expensive. I'm looking at trying to either sell it or maybe trade it in. So anyways, what happened is this is a new collaboration between ABI Attachments, which is a small family-owned business. They've been in business about 20 years. They ended up contacting us and we started talking about a collaboration, and here we are. We're really excited about that. So it is a partnership and a collaboration between us and ABI Attachments.
And what if you actually had a piece of equipment that exceeded your expectations and put more money to your bottom line? To make all that happen, you would need to own the SR3 from ABI.
So I'm really, really looking forward to using this piece of equipment because it does multiple things. And if you're interested in just seeing some videos on it, I'm going to put a link in the description below. If you would, click on that link, check out some of the videos there because this is a really, really cool piece of equipment. There's just no doubt about it. And if you use the link in the description, you don't have to be looking at buying it or pricing it or anything, but that kind of helps them track hits from our new collaboration, so we'd really appreciate it. But just out of sheer curiosity, I definitely encourage you to watch the videos they have because this implement is really unlike anything else that's out there. Like I said, I almost got the tractor version of it, but for those of you that follow us, you know that the new disc chisel harrow is done. So that's what I'm going to be using for food plotting this year. But I am going to test this SR3 for food plotting also. You should know, if you guys are tractor owners, if down the road here you want to look at the tractor version of this, use that same link. There is a TR3 tractor version right now that for you tractor owners who do food plotting or farm work or grading, you might want to take a look at. So definitely stay tuned. I'm really excited to get to work with this SR3, and I think this is going to be a game changer. And the whole premise of the SR3 and the TR3 is that you don't have to be an expert machine operator to get good grading and to work up dirt.
SR3 is so easy to use. One of the most difficult skills in grading is to maintain the intended contour of the ground while still loosening, leveling, and raking. It takes an extremely skilled operator with great eye, hand, and foot coordination to properly prepare a seedbed with traditional grading equipment. Not with the SR3. The floating leveling blade continually carries material around the job site, filling in the holes and low spots. The operator does not have to raise and lower the SR3 to do the finished grading. The SR3's floating leveling blade does this on its own.
If you look at the way it operates with those solid foam tires, they're rubber foam-filled tires, all you have to do is adjust the pitch. And if you're using those tires properly, it's going to do the grading for you. So that's a real nice bonus, especially for the tractor model, because the tractor's going to work just a little bit differently than the skid steer model, because one goes kind of forward and the other one goes in reverse. Even though this implement works forward and reverse, it does actually different things between the forward operation and the reverse operation. So we're really excited. If you want to check it out, again, check out the link below. Watch their videos. They're really cool, and definitely stay tuned to see us put this thing to work and definitely give it some good field testing. So,
being attached to the tool here on the front of the frame means that as the tool is being pulled behind the tractor, material begins to build up on this front face that pushes the blade back, and this whole system raises up. So before we go any further on this leveling blade, let's stop and talk about the elephant in the room, right? A lot of you who have used traditional tractor attachments like the box blade or the land plane, you're used to seeing your ripping teeth, your scar fires, your J-shanks up front, and then your leveling component in the back of the tool. As I'm talking about this leveling blade, you probably have noticed our scar fires are behind our leveling feature, which means we are decompacting after we've made an initial leveling pass. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, hey Matt, I thought you were supposed to loosen up your material before you can level it. My ground's so hard, I'm not gonna be able to move anything unless I rip it up first. And I hear you. There's a strategic reason why we put our leveling function, our leveling component before our decompacting component. And that's because any leveling component on any attachment is going to recompact your surface. However much material you have built up in front of this leveling blade, that material actually acts like a roller, and as it moves and rolls in front of the leveling blade, the weight of that material is again repressing down on whatever your surface is. So if your leveling component is in the rear of your tool, you're recompacting whatever material, soil, seedbed, arena, driveway, whatever it is, you're recompacting it after you've made the pass. The last thing that touches the surface is pressing down on the soil. Whereas on the TR3, the leveling happens first, then the decompaction, then the finish on the rear end.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you hopefully soon. The snow is starting to melt out here, so we should be back at Curtis's 8 acres before too long. He's got another dumpster there and 2 more mobile homes that we got to finish dismantling, and one of them needs to be demolished. So hopefully we'll see you in the future. Thanks a lot.
3 to smoothly push material around, getting that perfect grade. Then, when pulling off rocks and vegetation, the rock teeth engage the soil and sift the unwanted debris, leaving a beautifully pulverized finish and seedbed behind. Because these hinged rock teeth are connected to the floating drag bar,